No matter what season is going on around us, it's really good to kind of tune into what season are you in your life. And you can really look at, what's going on for you. I know a lot of people right now that I've been talking to at expos and events have really been sharing a lot about how they're not certain what's coming, but that new is coming and that they're preparing for it. Welcome back to another episode of Enthusiastically Spiritual. I'm your host, Teresa. So lately I've had a lot of new listeners and new viewers on our YouTube channel. So I just want to take a moment and say welcome to this podcast. And I'm so excited you're here. And for all of you who have been returning and listening in for quite a while, welcome back. So I also want to take a moment and do a big shout out to those of you on Apple Podcasts who've been leaving me some amazing heartfelt reviews. It truly means so much to me to get feedback on areas that you really enjoy in the podcast, the guests that have been on, and how much you're really getting out of listening each week. So thank you so very much. And if you're not on Apple Podcasts, please feel free in the show notes, you can go to Pod Inbox, where you can leave me a message, some feedback, you can leave me some love, but that is in the show notes, Pod Inbox. So this is the beginning of the month solo episode where I share a little bit insights from spirit, some things that's going on right now for you guys, the listeners, also some upcoming guests and what to expect for the month ahead. So right now, I want to dive a little bit into seasons and the changes of seasons. So at this moment, when I'm creating this, it's going to be October of 2023. So we're moving into the fall season here in the Northern Hemisphere. And then in the Southern Hemisphere, y'all are moving into spring. So in the midst of the changes on the planet and the changes of the environments we're all living in, we also go through inner changes. And sometimes where we're at inside is not what matches up with what's going on Mother Earth. So right now, being that we're moving into fall where I'm at, which is a time of going a little bit inward, getting ready for winter. The air changes. Where I'm at in Iowa, they start harvesting. I don't say we because I'm not the ones out there doing the harvesting, but the farmers harvest the fields, and some of the trees change, and so it's really a time of really kind of settling into and just kind of reaping the benefits of all that's been planted and growing in the summertime and now harvest time. So for myself, I am not in the season of harvesting. So my harvest happened back in June when I published my book, The Soul Quake Survival Guide. I had 2 years of being in the energy of creating the book, of really bringing everything together, and it really was, when I birthed that book in June, a true harvest, because everything came to fruition. I birthed it, and it felt like I cut down all the trees in my personal harvest crop. So it was definitely a fall for me. And then after that season, for myself, I moved into winter. And of course, at that point here, it was summer. So my winter, I spent a lot of time really delving into what I've been through, where do I want to take things, what new is kind of surfacing, but really a kind of a hibernating time for myself, which is a lot of what winter's about, is hibernating and just kind of going inward. So I found myself doing that in the summer, which really supported kind of what I birthed and what's coming new. So it was a good time for myself to really be immersed in that, even though it was a summertime. And now moving into the fall here, I'm moving into spring for myself. So there are new seeds I'm planting. There's a lot of new things coming for this podcast. I'm doing some shifting in 2024, as well as for my business with Tom and TNT Spirit Works. So no matter what season is going on around us, it's really good to kind of tune into what season are you in your life. And you can really look at, what's going on for you. I know a lot of people right now that I've been talking to at expos and events have really been sharing a lot about how they're not certain what's coming, but that new is coming and that they're preparing for it in all kinds of different ways. I know for myself, in preparation in winter too, I went in and I also started cleaning things and purging and just kind of getting things ready for that spring. So other people have been saying the same thing too, that there's a lot energetically going on right now. And there's a time frame of we're all just not certain what's happening next in our lives. And again, for me, that is moving into spring. So, listeners, I'd like to ask you just to take a little time, maybe after you're done listening to this, the next few days or weeks, and just kind of go, where am I? What season am I in my life? And how can you then support that season? So, for myself, being that the seasons are off from what really is going on outside of me, I have to really take and not compare myself and what I'm going through with my inner season to what everyone else is going through. And that would be a big suggestion for where you're at. You're not looking at what other people are doing and going, oh, wow, well, that person is so successful in their business and endeavors. And I'm not there yet. And I don't even know what's coming next. And I don't know how things are going to shape and fold and how am I going to, make abundance, monetary abundance to, in my job and etc. And that's really big, is that not comparing yourself to others, because we are all in different seasons. So really honoring the changing season around us, honoring our inner and the outer change can really be a benefit to what you're going through right now and the season that you're in. So I just really wanted to share a little bit about that today, because in the midst of going through the changes on the planet and the seasons that happen, and just recognizing that a lot of times we are not in the same season, and that is okay. And I know for a long time for myself that sometimes I challenge that, and I didn't recognize that, what, it's summertime, but I'm not really in the summer season in my business or my life or what's going on. But these days I do. These days I do take the time, and I would like to invite you to do the same thing, listeners, to really just honor where you're at and honor the season, whether it be, fall, winter, spring, or summer, and how you're going to move through the season into the next one, and just honoring your journey and what you're going through right now. So that's my little chat this time about from Spirit, that wanted to kind of share a little bit about the seasons. And now I want to share a little bit about my upcoming guest this month. So I've got some dynamic, which, I really think all of my guests are dynamic, honestly. And I might have mentioned before, but I find that, these guests show up in the right timing. They show up to really share the right messages for you listeners, and sometimes for even what I need to hear and what I need to kind of regroup and go through. So I hope that the upcoming month, you really find some great gems for yourself and find some insights from my upcoming guests. So one of my upcoming guests, her name is Kara Faith, and she is a dynamic intuitive. She's a coach and she's a medium. And what I love about her is that she really has a real playful and fun and exciting energy around her. So, a lot of times mediums or, sometimes energy workers, may not have, everyone has different demeanors, right? Everyone has their own perspective and their own unique, energy they come forth. And she is really fun. So I think you're going to have an enjoyable episode there and get some really cool gems and really some sharings on, how to really work with that intuitive gift and just bringing that forward more in what you're doing in your life. And then my other guest is Anna Ruiz. And Anna is a relationship coach, and she likes to call herself the queen of conflict repair. So I know that might be like what the heck is that? But we really dive in deep a little bit about, in the mini morsel episode, about, relationships and really gathering insights to heal things in our relationships. So I'm sure a lot of you listeners out there are in relationships or have been, or, came from, our biological family that we had conflict with. So Anna really gives some good insights and some kind of direction of how to work with some of repairing the conflict within them. And that helps heal us and helps heal our journey. So It's a really inspiring episode, and I have a feeling you're going to really like that one also. And then, of course, there's the TNT Spirit Work episode with Tom and I, where we do What's Up Spiritually with Spirit. And so that's another just fun episode in the middle of the month that I think you guys are going to enjoy because we always have fun when we're together. So anyway, that is what the month looks like, the upcoming guests, the energy of changing seasons, and just really honoring where you're at in your life right now. And so yeah, just wanted to share that today, and just, again, thank you all so much for, listening in, for watching on our YouTube channel. And also, if you want to get some more insights and some more, good enthusiasm for your week, you can also check out my Facebook at Teresa Shantz. I'm on Facebook, and I'm always posting new reels. I'm posting daily inspiration, daily insights to support your journey. So you can definitely check out my Facebook there, and get more insights for your journey and more support for you every single day. So thanks again for listening in to another episode of Enthusiastically Spiritual. Please make sure, if you've not subscribed, that you do. Please also like, and if you know anyone else that might enjoy some inspiration, some enthusiasm, and some new insights for their mind, body, spirit aspects around the spiritual part of them, please share this podcast. So until next week, when I come back with another guest, please make sure to remember that life is too short to not be enthusiastic about your unique journey.